This is Top Accolade African News Updates. I am Soibifa Jakarich. An overpowering stench dominates the scene on Tuesday night's explosion in the Nigerian city of Ibadan, where emergency agencies are still hard at work. The death toll has risen from 2 to 5 following the blast in Bodija, a residential district of Ibadan, the capital of southwestern Oyo State. Officials say a total of 58 houses were destroyed. The Oyo State governor has blamed illegal miners for the blast, saying they had been storing explosives in a house. There is a heavy military and police presence at the scene on the second day of rescue operations. Tanzanian Central Bank on Friday set its main interest rate at 5.5% in a bid to contain inflation within its target and boost economic growth. The announcement is the first by the Bank of Tanzania since it said earlier this month that it would start using a benchmark interest rate to signal its monetary policy direction. The decision on the CBR central bank rate considered the need to contain inflation within the medium-term target of 5%, while supporting economic growth to reach 5.5% or more in 2024, Central Bank Governor Emmanuel Tutuba said at a press conference. Inflation in the East African nation fell to 3% in December from 3.2% in November. Tutuba said the decision by the bank's Monetary Policy Committee was also aimed at ensuring the stability of the exchange rates, adding the new rate does not involve capping interest rates on facilities offered by other institutions. Interest rates of facilities offered by banks and financial institutions will still be market determined, he said. Swedish battery maker Northvolt is looking to source cobalt used to make chemicals for electric vehicle batteries from the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, the company said on Friday. The company has trailed materials, studied work processes, and compared plans to improve both social and environmental sustainability with the aim to find long-term partners. Northvolt said it was approached by stakeholders asking for the company to engage directly with miners and other parties to improve working conditions in the impoverished African country. Northvolt currently sources cobalt from Australia and other countries. Congo is the world's largest cobalt supplier, where up to a fifth of its production is generated by artisanal miners working in squalid and dangerous conditions with little, if any, pricing power for their hard-won ore. Northvolt said it has been in talks with local stakeholders participating in both large-scale mining and artisanal and small-scale mining. The company said it was not ready to source ASM cobalt, but has joined the Fair Cobalt Alliance, which aims to make artisanal mines safer, minimize their environmental impact, and create suitable working conditions for miners. Electric vehicle EV makers have been embracing non-cobalt battery chemistries such as lithium iron phosphate, but more than 2/3 of the EV battery market uses cobalt for its energy density, safety, and performance attributes, according to the Cobalt Institute. Northvolt has raised billions of dollars to build factories across Europe and North America and has more than $55 billion worth of contracts and car makers. Thomas Koyelo faces more than 19 charges, including murder, rape, and the recruitment of child soldiers. He has spent the last 14 years in pre-trial detention, which analysts partly attribute to the scale and complexity of the alleged crimes. During a court appearance in 2011, Mr. Koyelo denied the charges against him. Joseph Kony formed the LRA in Uganda more than 2 decades ago and claimed to be fighting to install a government based on the Bible's 10 Commandments. The group was notorious for chopping off people's limbs and abducting children to use as soldiers and sex slaves. Hundreds of thousands of people were forced from their homes by the conflict. It operated mostly in the northern Uganda at first, then shifted to the Democratic Republic of Congo, where Mr. Koyelo was arrested in 2009, and later the Central African Republic. Friday's trial is taking place at the International Crimes Division of the High Court in Bulu, seen as Uganda's answer to the International International Criminal Court in The Hague. Mr. Koyelo has previously appeared in court as part of pre-trial hearings, but the case has repeatedly been postponed. Multiple witnesses are expected to give their account of what happened to the court. Human Rights Watch has previously criticized the delays in the case and says, in general, there has been limited accountability for crimes committed during the 25 years conflict, including abuses by Ugandan state forces. In 2021, senior LRA commander Dominic Ongwen was jailed for 25 years by the ICC, who decided not to give him a maximum life sentence because he has been adopted as a child and groomed by rebels who had killed his parents. Mr. Koyelo says he too was adopted by LRA fighters in his early teenage years while walking to school. Thousands of former LRA members have been granted amnesty under a controversial Ugandan law after leaving and renouncing the rebel group, but this option was not given to Mr. Koyelo, prompting accusations the denial was politically motivated. As his case drags on, there are concerns the funding may run out, causing further delays to the justice his alleged victims so crave. That is the size of top accolade African news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy Friday.